Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Wakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go into the M.O.T.B, okay, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. So as you can see here, the brother here from North Carolina, he had this picture on his, as soon as we went to his, his channel there. All right, and that's something that is very major, because even if you go to jail, okay, it's going to be mandatory inside there as well. All right, remember, there's no escape from the Lord. There's no escape. There's no escape. You false prophets out there, okay, General Yohana, Nate, Captain Kazariak, all right, you guys have a lot of explaining to do. But we're going to see what's going to happen here in the near future, because this RFID microchip, it's the Lord's chip, okay, because the Lord is controlling everything on the left-hand side, okay. Yahweh, this is not up to the bankers, okay. This is not up to Illuminati, okay. This is up to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, so this is the Lord, okay. This is of the Lord, so you can understand. All right, it's very, very important, because John the Revelator, okay, he spoke about it 2,000 years ago. Okay, so this is very, very important. You see? Bear with me. All right, so let's get the scriptures. So follow me to Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right. So this is very important. Okay, so at the picture that I showed right now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, that is going to be soon here be made mandatory. Alright, and these false prophets, okay, they're under what, 501c3 charter, okay, some took the bag, 150 mil, whatever, okay, whatever it is that they took, okay, there's going to be, we're going to see what's going to happen here, okay, because even the prisoners have to take will soon have to take the chip, okay, so there's no escaping from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, forget the wicked, forget the bankers, okay, the Lord controls the left-hand side. All right, you gotta understand that everything, they didn't just think about it by themselves, okay, starting with the international bankers, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the elite of the society, okay, Skull and Bones, Illuminati, you see, okay, this is all the doings of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because everything is written, everything was written 2,000 years ago by John the Revelator, okay. So that right there is proof in itself that these the wicked, they're not doing their own will. Okay, everything that is happening right now is of the Lord. All right, Revelation chapter 3 verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. So, very important. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. So we got to keep the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You see? It's very, very important. You know, because we can't lean to our own understanding. As the scriptures tell us in, the Lord tells us in Proverbs, okay, 3rd chapter, lean not to thy own understanding. All right, it's because thou hast kept the word of my patience, because it's the Lord's word. It's not our word. It's not up to the bishop. Okay, it's not up to these elites, the community, and what your friends and family think. Okay, it's the Lord's word. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, because we're keeping the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Okay, so we're keeping the Lord's word. Okay, it's very important. See, and patience means to suffer. Okay, patience, because what? We got to be patient. Okay, we must remain patient. Patience is key. All right, and your patience possesses your souls. All right, I also. So who's that I right there? Is that John the Revelator? No, this is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, because this time that we're entering, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So who's gonna keep thee right there? Who's that I? Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And who's that thee right there? Is it the whole world? Is it all the children of Israel? Who is that? Okay, there's a lot to explain here. I also, so the Lord, okay, He's going to keep. All right, pursuing to Revelation, Wisdom of Solomon, 3rd chapter, verse 1. All right, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. All right, so the Lord is going to keep us from the hour of temptation. So is that 60 minutes? It's going to be 1 hour, and we gotta just 60 minutes. No, this is talking about a season, a time. Winter, summer, spring. Okay, it's a time, it's a season. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, because this hour is not talking about a literal hour of America. Okay, Babylon the Great. All right, in the Bible, the virgin daughter of Babylon, as well. All right, aka America, the United States, will be destroyed in 1 hour. 1 hour, 1 hour. Okay, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So that's not 60 minutes. It's an hour. Okay, that's a time of testing, a season. You understand? Okay, temptation means what? Testing. Okay, this is the final test. Okay, there may be a little time where, when it's, when it first comes out, push, use these, the elites may use these celebrities and stuff, women to push out, the chip, these 501c3, just as they did with the, the juicy juice, right? But that temptation there is a test. Okay, so this is very important. It's not just, this is very major. This is the final test, and there's no repentance from that. All right, so this is something that you got to hold on to and understand, that which shall come upon all the world. So it's not just the United States, it's the whole world. All right, because those of you that have been paying attention, it's what? It's the elites are trying to bring in what? Their New World Order, right? Because they're trying to establish their own birthright, right? Okay, which shall come upon all the world to try them, to test, okay? That dwell upon the earth. So it's a test. All right, and this is from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, okay? Because the Lord can do anything, okay? The Lord is all power. All right, He's everlasting, so He controls if you're gonna take that or not. Okay, it's not up to you. So the best thing for us as the hopeful elect, okay, I sure hope so. You know, we're giving all diligence to make our calling and election sure, right? Obedience is better than sacrifice. So we're putting on as the hopeful elect and doing what we can, right? Verse 11, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Okay, so hold on to the crown. Okay, because the hopeful elect already got the victory. It's already written. Okay, just hold on to it. Okay, that's it. Just hold on to it. Just hold on to it. So follow me now to Revelation chapter 13, verse 15 on down. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, so what's this image talking about? Okay, what's John the Revelator telling us here? Okay, what is Yahweh Shem Yahushai telling us through his prophet John the Revelator? Okay, it's the image is the New World Order. Okay, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So let's get a precept on that. And I'm gonna, Lord's willing, show the Akim and Aquath, brothers and sisters. Okay, to those of you who are new to the faith, okay, Akim means brothers, Aquath means sisters. Okay, so Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for a witness of Yahushai. So let's stop right there. So who's on those thrones? Okay, right now it's the elites. Okay, because they have control to do what? You know, they change the laws, stuff like that. You know, whose face is on the money? You know, FRNs, things that, you know, like that. See, so, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. See, because the Lord's left hand side, okay, is going to, they're gonna have one last hoorah, so to speak. You know, they're gonna have one last, one more, shout, before it's all said and done. See? And judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded. So, because also the elites, not only are, they're in charge, they got their money on the FRNs, right? They bring in what their laws, draconian laws, legislative, executive orders. So they're able to do things, right? You know, make laws. So they're going to have a law out here real soon that if you don't take the RFID microchip, you will be a enemy of the state. You will be an outcast. Some people will be put to death. Okay, this case right here is talking about the hopeful elect. All right, it's talking about the hopeful elect. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. So this is talking about the elect, okay? Because you are gonna have there are Christians out there right now. There are people out there who are awoken to the fact that the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. But right here, talking about Yahushua. I mean, this is talking about the hopeful elect, okay? Because there's going to be even heathens and Edomites who are getting put to death out here by guillotine. All right, so the New World Order is a big part of that is depopulation to get rid of people. All right, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast. Okay, so right there. So, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded. See how? By way of guillotine. Okay, they have guillotines in these concentration camps all throughout America. Okay, so it's not a conspiracy; it's a conspiracy fact. All right. And for the word of Yahweh, because it's the word. All right, it's because to keep the word. All right, you truly live the. You truly live. To please the Lord. Okay, we truly live every day as a hopeful member of the hopeful elect. Okay, this is why we fight the good fight of faith. All right, because it's not just Saturday. It's just not, oh well, I'm feeling good today, so today I'm gonna praise the Lord. And no, it just don't matter. Okay, it don't matter our worst day, best day. Okay, we're out here, we're in jail, we praise the Lord. All right, look at Daniel. Okay, was Daniel in the lion's den? And just, oh, you know what? I knew it, man. Damn, the Lord, I did all this and this is what I get. No, it's right there holding it down. See? All right, so it's very important that we apply these scriptures. Okay, for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast. So this beast here is talking about the ancient Roman Empire. Okay, but Esau has now what? A team. Okay, they're pushing for the New World Order. Okay, NATO, the EU, and America. Okay, these teams are pushing for the New World Order, so you can understand. All right. Neither his image. So what is the image? Okay, so what the beast? Okay, this is talking about the ancient Roman Empire, right? But it's the so-called white man's power structure. Okay, his whole control, because he controls the whole world, right? All right, because right now, pursuing to Job 9:24, all right, it's the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. So right now, the Edomites are they're ruling right now. So they have teams, okay, all right. But this is talking about the ancient Roman Empire, because the Edomites are still in power, so you can understand. Neither his image, so that's the New World Order, okay? Because they are pushing for the New World Order. All right, those of you who are new to the faith, okay, they are trying to, the elites are trying to establish their own birthright. All right. Neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, which is the RFID microchip, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach Yahushai 1,000 years. Okay. So this is something that we have to address, something that is very important, okay, that we teach as true teachers and prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's very, very important. All right, so let's go back to verse 16. So this is why at the end of that verse there, let me read it again, Revelation chapter 13 verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. So that is what? That is the New World Order. That the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? So this is remember, this is something that is going to be brought to a city near you. People will be executed on spot, on the spot. They will get shot, right there. People, these militia troops, these UN troops, they are going to go house to house and search those who don't want to comply with the New World Order. Okay, not only that, but there's super soldiers out here. There's clones. All right, you have what? What do you got? You have what is it? Androids. Drones. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff that is coming. Okay, it's not just teams and. Okay, remember, Esau is the sword of the Lord on the left-hand side, but he has a lot of robots, androids, things like that. Verse 16, and he calls it all, both small and great. So that's the point right here, okay? Because everybody, it doesn't matter, even if you're in prison, okay, they're gonna have to take the chip. Those in the military are gonna have to take the chip. You see? All right, and these leaders here, all right, they don't care, when generals get mad and they quit. Because they already have their teams. All right, a lot of people who are in the army, stuff like that, these elites use them for a sacrifice. All right, they're all fighting bankers' wars. Okay, you could have someone who's all proud, American patriot and all that. Okay, he may not know what's going on, but he's fighting bankers' wars. Okay, he may think that, America's all, this and that. He may think. All right, that's something else about these Edomites, self-proclaimed white men. When they talk crap about us and stuff, call us names and stuff, hey, don't worry about it. Okay, they're going to slavery, especially these copper tops. Okay, because they don't even know who they are. Okay, they think that this place, America, all right, is a beautiful country. It's all about God and country. No, this is a corporation ran by the bankers. And plus, the copper top so-called white man, okay, he calls himself, you know, white. You know, hey, they white. You know, white people. Okay, you know, he's an Edomite. So these copper tops who talk crap. Okay, this is just something to, you know, give to the hopeful elect. You know, because it's a message here to you don't have to be all. Who cares what enemies say? All right, because they're going to slavery, right? So who cares what they say? But this is just something for, you know, just for our knowledge, okay? Because why even be mad at this person? He doesn't even know that he's a slave, okay? The so-called white man, he is a slave in his own system. Okay, these copper tops out here talking, you know, driving these 4x4s and all that, you know, waving these American flags, they're a slave, just like us. You know, so once you begin to be a little more seasoned, all right, you know, because it used to, you know, you know, bother me. You know, I used to, you know, these American patriots and stuff, but remember, they are slaves as well in their own system. See, and they don't even know that, huh? All right, so they are slaves as well. What else? They don't even know that they're Edomites. Okay, they don't even know who they are, and they don't even know that they're a slave. So that's just something to, just for those of the hopeful elect, just, you know, hold on to that. Okay, who cares what these, you know, what our enemies, you know, say and think? You know, it's all right. You know, they're not going anywhere. Remember that. Okay, our enemies are going headfirst into slavery. All right, it's there's no escape. There's no escape. And he had power, verse 16, and he calls it all. So right there. So who's that he? Okay, it's talking about the elites. Okay, the international bankers, the top. You know, they have the what is that? The we call it the 13 families and stuff like that, right? Okay, Skull and Bones. So that he there is talking about these elites. Okay, and they are gonna cause, meaning what? Chaos, problem, action, solution. So, and he, so that he right there talking about the elites, cause it all, because once again, so they are gonna cause all, everybody, by what? A new law. Okay, it's part of what? Their new world order, right? Okay, so that's very important. And he calls it all. So that he there is talking about the elites. So they're gonna cause things to happen. So how many of you guys ever seen Batman? All right, we're gonna go with that right there. Okay, you guys ever seen Batman and the Joker? Okay, the Joker, remember how he had everything planned and stuff? All right, so remember how he had everything planned? You know, he would plan stuff. Okay, this is the elite. They got plans. They got plots to, you know, bring these things. They have actual plots. Okay, sleeper cells here in America. All right, the Biden administration, underneath Biden and Kamala. All right, they allowed a lot of sleeper cells to come in here. Remember how long the border was open, you know, and it was going on for a long time. They couldn't get control of it. See, you know, it's they looked the other way and said, oh well, you know, we're working on it. Okay, under the, you know, Biden may look like a stumbling, you know, full, but the Biden administration, they got a lot of things, going for the New World Order. It's they're very wicked individuals. They're very wicked individuals. Pedophiles, you name it. All right, they're very wicked, and he calls it all, both small and great. So the elites are gonna call us all. Okay, everybody, both small and great, rich and poor. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So that mark is talking about the RFID microchip, which will be soon made mandatory. Very important. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell. And that no man might buy or sell. Say he that had the mark or the name of the beast. So he won't be able to, he or she won't be able to buy. Why? Because the RFID microchip is also going to be the new digital currency, because the FRNs, cash, money, all right, it's going to be obsolete. It's going to be gone, out of there. And that no man might buy or sell. Okay, so right there, we got a example. So in this society, right, these Edomites are the wicked, correct? That's Malachi 1:4. They're the border of wickedness. So if look at how they demonize the scriptures. Okay, they want to soon, that's coming, the famine of the word. Okay, famine of the word is coming. All right, so understand that. Okay, the famine of the word is coming. So look at how they treat the true members of the hopeful elect. Okay, all right, have agents following brothers and sisters. Okay, I'm sure those are the hopeful elect. Have your experiences. All right, but that's just to it's nothing for us to be paranoid or worried about, because the Lord says our enemies are nothing, right? They got their job, we got our job. Who cares about them? But we have to address that. So they have their their agents. They're gonna ban some the Bible, right? Because they're deeming it as hate speech, right? Okay, so look at how they are treating the men of the Lord. Okay, look at what they do to our videos. You will hear the apostles, elders on down, say that they took down our shows for no reason. We had to make another one. There's a lot of things that happen, right? So with that's look at how they treat those who Nick Cannon, he's a bug out, but he said that he was an Israelite, right? But then he apologized to get that show back, right? So you may say, well, what's the point there between Nick Cannon and the hopeful elect? Well, the Nick Cannon, he made an effort to go to call himself an Israelite, but he got what? He got demonized. So if agents are following the hopeful elect and they're clipping our videos, doing all kinds of things, right? And the list goes on and on. What's the point on that? That this world is not like the righteous, okay? Because are they saying, oh, you guys are the men of the Lord? Hey, come down here, we're gonna put you guys on TV, and hey, you're gonna, hey, come out to the world, we're gonna give you guys top service and all that. No, they're not doing none of that. So the point by that is, hold on to that. They're demonizing it. Okay. All right. So this is the point here, because there's congregations out there that are saying what? That the mark of the beast is sin. So why would, how can that be? Okay, we already know that that's not, but just an example. How can that be? Because what does this place promote? Sin. Okay, because sin what? Look at the people who sin. Beyonce, all right, Drake, Jay-Z, right? All right, so that's something. Look at how they're treated. All right, there's a so-called white man. Just an example. Okay, do they get mad because Jay-Z is eating pork? Because he's being a demon and saying "do as thou wilt"? Okay, that guy, individual, Aleister Crowley, all right, is a complete demon. And they're not saying, hey, shame on you, man, the hell, why are you wearing that shirt for? No, they're promoting him, giving him money and stuff, right? Okay, so the point is, why would these top elites who are Satanists, okay, so if you don't, because congregations out there just addressing it, okay, making a point here, because if you don't, they're saying that these other congregations, these false congregations, are saying that the mark of the beast is sin, okay? So remember, the so-called white man, okay, what do they do with our people that are foolish, all right, who choose to be wicked, who go with Satan? What do they do with them? They uplift them. They give them billions of dollars, $1 million, so that's something that is very important. So why would these elites be mad if you sinned? Okay, so you won't be able to buy or sell, if you sin? No. Okay, these elites, the so-called white men, they don't give a damn, okay, if they if we sin. Okay, they promote that, they like that, all right, because why? They hate the Israelites, they hate us, so they want us, the whole thing, okay, of these elites, all right, is to oppress us. Okay, the main thing, all right, for a long time on the main elites, plans, okay, is to keep us sinning, to keep us going off, all right, and that's everything that we see in our day-to-day walk. All right, as soon as you walk in the stores, what do you have? Pork skins, 7-Elevens, all right, in Jake's neighborhood, all you have is what? Liquor stores, 7-Elevens, maybe you have a Super A, you might have a Vons, maybe, okay, maybe a Ralph's, but you don't really have like, Trader Joe's, Sprouts, things like that, but, the point is, like, as soon as you walk in there, what do you see? Pork, your selection of pork, okay, 7-Elevens, you have your choice there. Pizza, you got pepperoni, sausage, right? The breakfast is sausage, ham, all right? So that's something that, because it's like that for a reason. It's not just, oh, that's just the way it is. It's deliberately like that, okay? Because the whole goal of our enemies is to keep us sinning against our power, because when we return to our power, okay, there's nothing that they can do. So this is why that is a foolish thing right there, because for us to sin, that's good for our enemies, because by us doing that, willfully, we are destroyed. And look at how we are right now as a people. Look at our women. Okay, see. All right, we are destroyed. Verse 7. But we got hope. All right, remember, there's something called what? The hopeful elect. Okay, there's something called the hopeful elect. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark, which is the RFID microchip, or the name of the beast. So, what is the mark? The RFID microchip, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay, so that's Satan. Verse 18. Here is, so that is that because these elites worship Satan and bafflement. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man. His number is 666. Okay, because these elites worship what? Satan. Okay, they believe in Satan and bafflement. It's very, very real. Okay, these stories that you hear, all right, with Bohemian Grove, these elites sacrificing children, it's very, very real. All right, it's very, very real. So this is something that is going to be more seen, and as we get closer to the RFID microchip being made mandatory, right? So because these elites they're on the ropes. Okay, remember that. The so-called white man, the Edomites, are on the ropes. So this is why we're seeing things. Remember the files, Epstein Island. Okay, we're seeing things as that. All right, know that and understand that. Okay. All right, so that's something that is very, very important. Okay, they are going to just come out, they are going to come out, more and more that they are the wicked, and who knows what they are gonna say. Okay, the Lord tells us through the scriptures that their tongue shall fall upon themselves. All right, because these Edomites are on their last. That's it. They're finished. We'll use that word right there. They're finished. So who knows what they're gonna say? At the very, very end. They'll expect a lot more things to come out as the files, things like that. See, this is why things like that are coming out. Okay, because what are they doing? All right, it's right there. All right, is this all just because the white man and no, they're Satanists. It's very real. See, remember the files, Epstein Island. So this is why these things are coming out, so you can understand. All right, bear with me. All right, so this is a guillotine here. Okay, as we read in Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. Okay, this is the guillotine. All right, and they have these. They had these, back in the old time, and they got these in these concentration camps all over the United States, so you can understand. All right, so you can understand. So that these guillotines are very real. Okay, what do? It's a device that separates your head from the rest of your body. All right, and that uh, and these concentration camps, okay, and other brothers have had testimonies. I had a vision, okay, from the Lord, and these Edomites, our enemies, they have other, they have also in these camps, not just guillotines, okay, they have other torturing mechanisms as well. All right. How many of you guys have? I'll share real fast what I saw. Okay. How many of you guys out there? You ever seen these commercials where these cars, where they're building the chassis? Okay, in these factories, and they have like these robots. You know, just like the robot arms, and they're welding the chassis together. You see that? Okay. So they're like mechanical arms. All right, and they're doing like welds and stuff. Okay, I saw those inside these camps, but they were twisting people in half. They were grabbing people like by their